Question number 9. If total revenue received from the sale of X items is given by R of X equals 10 natural log of 3X plus 1, while the total cost to produce X items is C of X equals X over 3, find the following: the marginal revenue, the profit function, the marginal profit when X equals 30, and then interpret the results of part C. Now, it's important to understand that the reason a logistic or natural log function is needed here is that often in business and other social constructs, you have something that rises but then starts to level off, okay? A fast incline at the beginning and then a plateauing at the end. Well, that's going to be described by a logarithmic equation. And in the case of most things, a natural logarithmic equation. And in case it's been a while since you've done logarithms, a natural logarithm has a base of e. So there's a base e, that means natural log. You know how we've been doing exponential functions, e to the 3x plus 2, okay? So a natural log of 3x plus 2 would mean e to some power is 3x plus 2. It means e is a base, okay? So we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about logarithms, but just as a little bit of background, that's what the ln, or natural log, means. So we're supposed to find the marginal revenue. Marginal just means the change. So to find the marginal revenue, we need to find r prime. Now remember, if y is the natural log of x, then y prime is 1 over x. And if y is the natural log of u, where u has a derivative, then y prime is 1 over u times derivative of u, whatever that is, okay? So here, the derivative is 1. We don't have to tack it on, but here you have a differentiable function within the log, so you have to use the chain rule and tack that derivative at the end. Now, if there's a constant in front of this, that constant is also going to be here in your numerator. All right, so we're going to do r prime of this function. Well, first of all, we've got a 10, so it's going to be 10 over 3x plus 1. That's your natural log of u, so it's 1 over u, and then times the derivative of u is 3. So r prime is 30 over 3x plus 1. How do we find the marginal revenue? We take the derivative. And the marginal revenue is what we just got, 30 over 3x plus 1. Now they want us to find profit. Well, you know what profit is. Profit is what's left over from your revenue, that's the money in, minus the money out. So it's revenue minus cost, or in function notation, P of X is R of X minus C of X. R of X minus C of X. So to find the profit function, we're not taking a derivative yet. This is just a straight profit function. R of X minus C of X. The profit function for us is going to be our revenue, 10 natural log 3x plus 1, take away the cost, x over 3. And remember, that's a 1/3, a 1x over 3. That's our profit function. You don't have to worry about doing any kind of simplification. Just type it in just like that. And the reason I put the 1 there is we're going to take the derivative of that guy, and you need to know that there's a 1 there when we get, but you can write it x over 3. Now, the marginal profit means we have to take the derivative of this. So we need to find P prime of 30. Not R of 30, not C of 30, not C prime of 30, not R prime of 30, but P prime of 30 is the marginal profit, the change in the profit at a level of 30 items. So now we've got to take the derivative of this price of this profit function. So it's going to be the derivative we got a few minutes ago, 1 over u times du. And of course, that constant of 10 is there, so that's the 30 over 3x plus 1. And then the derivative of this is 1/3, and that's why I think it's important that you put that 1 there. So it's 30 over 3x plus 1 minus 1/3. And they ask us to find it at 30. So we've got to find this evaluated at the value 30. So 30 over 3 times 30 plus 1 minus 1/3 is 30 over 91 minus 1/3. And so that's going to be 90 minus 91 over 91 times 3. Because look, quick way to do fractions if they don't have a common denominator is that minus that over that. So 90 minus 91 over 3. So I'm going to get my calculator out here. And I know 90 minus 91 is -1. 91 times 3 is 273. I'm going to get this, let's see, as a decimal, because we're talking about revenue, that's money. So 1 divided by 273 is, so when you divide this, you get -0.004, but to 2 decimal places, that's just 0.00. And negative is irrelevant when you have 0, so it's just 00. And I've already checked that, and that is correct. What does that mean? Well, that means there's no change, okay? The revenue obtained, nope, it doesn't have anything to do with revenue. This is profit. There is almost no additional profit when producing one more item. Profit is negligible when producing fewer than 30 items. There is little cost of producing more than 30 items. No, it's about how profit changes. So there's basically no profit after this is the profit changing at 30. Well, if it's changing by that, there's almost no change in the profit after the 30th item.